much, man.
Break down. I need you to break down the name of the label within itself, and why did you come up with that title for the label?
The label, yeah. So the label CNT Records. Basically, back in the day, it was a crew. Like I said, back in the day, and where I'm from, wasn't nobody rapping back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially in the early '90s. I mean, the mid '90s, no one had. It wasn't common to go to somebody's crib and have equipment at the crib. I was really blessed to have my father work for Avid, who owned Pro Tools and DigiDesign.
Right.
To my dad's always been a musician. So either way, I had a clique full of friends. I basically recorded everybody from fucking, you know, around the metro area came to my crib. I was due with the studio. I mean, this is before you can go to everybody's crib. I mean, it's before computers and shit. I mean, before it was on programs, like no Pro Tools. Right. So anyway, our crew, once that had happened, I established a crew of dudes that were my homies and rapping homies as well. And we all would call the clientele crew. So we always stay short for clientele with CNT. So, you know, the whole time, I'll tell you some real shit. I had owned the Dr. Dre album. It was like one that came out with like after the Chronic, and it had like shit from the World Class Record Crew on there, and it had clientele on there. He's an artist in the World Class Record Crew.
Right.
So I was 12, bro. Like, I thought that's how the shit was spelled. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I thought it was spelled CLI-N-T-E-L. So we ran with that shit. We clientele crew. Like, we knew what clientele meant. So out of respect for him and all that shit, I just, you know, keep it CNT Records. Right. And that's just what it is. But CNT is basically stands for clientele, and it's just like we all do business with each other. We're all connected. And that's it, man. There's not like a leader. I'm not like the leader of CNT. This is where all connected. We're all clientele. We all do work and do business together. So that's basically what that is, CNT Records.
I'm glad that you gave some clarity on that.
Thank you,
I'm glad. The reality is that you are starting all over, right? But let me ask you something in regards to the relationships. I see that you still have top-notch artists that's featuring.
Right. Well, see, that's another thing too, you know, and this isn't you know, it's funny, you know, you say about artists on here. Shout out to all the artists, because I try to be is an artist that raps. So I have a lot of rapper fans, right? A lot of, you know, my story is being a rapper that couldn't make, you know, the struggle. You know, I rap for the struggle and artists.
Right.
And I like to not sugarcoat it. You know, I want to tell them, because I wish I had somebody in the game tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody that was really in the game, not their cousin, not their brother, not their fucking, you know what I'm saying? Their partner. You know, and so I forgot what the original question was, but I try to inform everybody of what's going on. And you were talking about the features. Yeah, so a lot of people, you know, and this is no shade of Strange at all. I mean, they did give me an E40 feature and a couple other things, but I brought Mike Posner to the table, everything that I had. Anybody that you've seen on my albums, besides like a 2%, you know, I brought there on my own face card. Right. There's my own relationship. So, you know, a lot of people get misconstrued, you know, like, hey, well, they did this for you, this happened, or, you know, and I did it, you know. Luckily, man, I made a lot of good friends, you know what I'm saying? Talented friends, you know what I mean? And they have respect for me back.
Right, and great relationships. See, because you can have the friends, but the relationships means a lot.
Yes, and that goes hand in hand, not to get on the sobriety shit, but that's another reason to stop drinking, because, you know, you might have these cool friends, and you might not realize they don't like hanging out with drunk Rittz sometimes. So, hey, man, I'm in such a good space, man, with everybody, with life, man. It's just so great, man. It's amazing.
Whoa.
That's a strong one.
Whoa.
That's a strong one, man.
I need the story behind this here, man. How did this come about?
Well, shout out to my boy Corbin King, King Audio Productions, who produced the beat. That's what the fuck really started this off. My boy Corbin, I used to work with him in Mars Music back doing you know, I used to work security. He worked guitar department back in 2000. 2001. I think we saw the towers go down in that shop. But anyway, we've been friends for a long time, and he's always played guitar solos on my shit. So he's a very talented artist. I just want to give him a big shout out, because he did a lot. And
shout out.
Working with
major shout out. Mean.
But he also did the intro to the album. Picture this. But anyway, he also did Dear Rebecca, my country song joke. But anyway, so this song came about when I heard those fucking guitars. So I'm not a big rock rap fan. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know, late 99, 2000s when that shit was popular. I was like, fuck that. I hated it. You know what I'm saying? So I never really liked distorted guitars on rap shit, you know, unless it was strictly rap shit. Like there was some 808s in there and like some shit. I didn't want to hear no rock rap mix. So when I heard this though, and then and all the time, like the heavy metal shit, but he had the 808 hitting so hard. And I was like, well, this was early in the process too. I was like, well, this is gonna get the album started. It's gonna be a weird one, guys. Like that was one of the first records I got. And normally I get a few beats to kind of set the tone to see where I'm going. That wasn't necessarily one to set the tone, but that was the one that go, that's my Techn9ne feature right there. The Tech, and you know what I'm saying? Because when I heard that, I was like, Tech's gonna kill that. Now about the chorus is crazy. So when I got the beat, I'm in here. So what do I do to it? What do I do to it? That's why I didn't really get to the subject till mid-verse, because I was just writing to it.
Right.
And then when I started fucking around, I was like, nothing's picture perfect. The words gets blurred, but the naked eye. I wrote that hook in 2000, way back in the day, to a beat. I had a whole song, like some things that seem too good to be true. Picture perfect. The priest may be just a bit perverted.
Right.
On love when he's in the church and some shit. I was just talking about people being shady, you know, not seeing what it looks like.
Right.
So yeah, the hook went into that beat, and I was like, oh shit. So then I had to figure out how do I make my rap go in a picture perfect area. So I just went just natural, my mind, my perverted ass. I was like talking about like a girl, and you know she smell bad and shit. But you know, it totally. I was just happy Tech liked the record and wanted to get on it, and he did the Techn9ne thing, and it's great with Tech because you don't know what you're gonna get, meaning he's so lyrical, he's gonna trip it up, you know what I'm saying? But
right.
You know, it's gonna be Techn9ne. You know, I say it all the time. It's like if Techn9ne is like a Snoop Dogg or a Sugar Free or Devin the Dude or DMS. You know their voice when they come on there. Like,
right.
Like with me, if I come on, they might be like somebody that knows me, or they might hear them like Techn9ne. Like, you know what I mean?
Clearly.
I have a whole lot of that. Like he can only he can do that shit. So man, it was great. And I just wanted to also like show everybody there's no love lost here between me and Strange, you know, to make that very clear. Because, you know, like I said before talking about the fake smile, it's very difficult for me to be an artist who tells the truth and speaks for artists and then not look like you're dissing the label at the same time.
Right.
So it's a fine line to walk, you know. But yeah,
you know,
how it came about, man, and it man, when it got done, I was like, oh shit, I love this, man. It's just a mix of all kinds of different styles and eras and cool shit.
Yeah, it definitely was. It challenged you as well. Once again, like you said, you wasn't that amalgamation of rock and rap. You were just like, but when you heard it, you had no other choice but to kill it. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I was like, well, how am I gonna do this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do I rock to this? Because I can hear the beat and go da 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 da. You know, that's easy. But fill in the blanks, you know, it's harder. You know what I mean? And I try to fill in the blanks very intricately. And man, I really liked it, man. It was funny. Funny story about it is though, everybody's like, "Who's he talking about at the beginning?" And it's like, I'm talking about y'all, motherfucker, like you, like all y'all. I'm talking about all y'all. Guess all this shit about me. They thought I was talking about like a certain individual, you know?
Right. And you know, once again, these are things that you have to carry as an artist. You dig what I'm saying? Sometimes you have, like you said, on fake smiles, you know, speaking your mind, right? You know, a lot of times us, you know, journalists, this and that, they'll try to be real meticulous on the wordplay or what they want to ask you when you're like, listen, man, I'm talking about you, motherfucker. That's just straight like that. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about the artist. I'm talking about you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So Rittz, you have that, despite the tracks, right? Those hard tracks, but that mellow shit, I think you just kill it, man. You dig what I'm saying?
I really think, you know, I mean, I don't like to put myself in a box, but I always get put in a box anyway. So at least let me put myself in one. I like that box. You know, that's just the type of shit I like. You know what I'm saying? I like rap. I always say I like melody, gangster rap melodies with like melodies over down south drums with some rolling hi-hats and shit as well.
Yeah. I wanted to always say that. I'm like, my man has a way with words, man, but the music behind it, it'd be like, all right, man, let me just mellow out. You know what I mean? Watch some Netflix and just zone.
Right. Shout out to Heartbeats.
But you got a joint on there, right? With Twista.
Oh, I love
Yellow Wolf.
Waco.
Dog. So now here's the thing. Here's what's so crazy about that, right? Is that you got that, you know what I mean? You go at it. So when I heard Twista, and then I'm like, yeah, I said, oh man.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Before we even get into the song, how did those features came about?
So Twista is one of my biggest influences as far as double timing goes.
Right.
I did a song with him called Bounce on my second album, Next to Nothing. We got a video for that out. When we did Bounce, I had 2 verses written, and I sent it to Twista, but I didn't send him my second verse. I just sent him my first verse. So he sent his back. My second verse was extra hard though, so I put my second. Sometimes people get the verse back and like, let me try to outdo Twista.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, that ain't gonna happen. So I just wrote a dope verse before he sent his back, and I had a dope one to put on top of that. And I think since he didn't hear that verse, maybe I could be wrong, but he had a point to prove, and he sunned us on this record right here, man. And which as he should. So like I got the beat. I had a good first verse. I thought it was enough to stand up to a Twista feature. I asked Twista for the feature, and he turned it in. I was like, oh, he made sure that shit on Bounce ain't never happened again. He just, here, little boy, sit down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're welcome, little boy. But and then Yellow Wolf, I had Twista on there already. So with Wolf, it's like you got me going first, you got Twista going there. I mean, Wolf is the same situation. What's he gonna do? Go in there and see who can rap the fastest? So he did Wolf on there, which he did the perfect thing. With his verse. So that's just how it came about, man. I did my verse, was happy with it. Twista came in and sunned me, and then I pulled Yellow Wolf in just to add his flavor, and he did it the right way. Thanks for not trying to sun too, Wolf. Like,
yo, energy.
Wow, energy. Man, he killed that one. And the fact, what's dope about Twista, man? I like anybody that does a feature. Like, I try to do it too. Like, when you do it, you give the rapper's name a shout out. You're like, yes, he said my name. I felt like he was talking about me though too a little bit. Like, in order for me to let you live, it gotta be love. It's like, hey,
it gotta be love.
No, I'm just kidding, man. He's a great guy, man, in person too, man. But what a fucking real quick, I gotta say this. You know why I love Twista so much? Because he raps fast with content. If you run that back, ain't no fucking smoking a box and like pox and rocks and socks. Like, right. That motherfucker's going orthodox. And, he's gonna pick the war because Oregon tated around Victoria's wars. I mean, it's not wanna be talking to me, wanna be right. Saying bullshit. But he's amazing.
And here's the thing about that. Twista did that and still going 20 years straight. Right? Crazy. Full of content. So individuals that came after, if you listen to it, you're like, but damn, there was no substance in there. He remains substance-based.
Yeah. He's definitely so. That's why he's my main, it's not to diss anybody else with double times, but he's definitely my main double time influence because he puts so many words. He doesn't use shortcuts. Right. He doesn't rhyme chair and hair. You know what I'm saying? Chair and hair, and I don't care if everybody's there. Right. I'm staring, you know what I'm saying? Right. I hate that shit. I hate when somebody raps fast and don't say shit. Yeah, I can't stand it. Right. Yeah, but killed it, man. Killed it. And Wolf did his fucking thing too, man. Like Wolf's the same thing with Techn9ne, man. When he's coming on there, man, people got that distinction,
I want to say this, man, once again, man. I want to applaud you, man, first and foremost, once again, for, also putting out your personal life. And, I say this to say that, a lot of artists and their years of being in the industry, traveling and dealing with a myriad of personalities and artists and just lives in general, they have their ups and downs, And I just want to thank you for just being tangible. You dig what I'm saying? And letting it be known that, listen, man, we can fall at any time. Don't let the fact that I got 100,000 plus, followers and, 80,000 such and such. I'm still on that. I'm still grassroots with it,
Yeah, and also don't look at somebody around you that you think's got 100 in the bank, because they treat 100 in the bank like they spend hundreds, like you spend tens of one. So it's all, sometimes it ends up being all the same shit. It's like it's crazy, man. Yeah.
Yo, Rittz, I appreciate you, man. I thank you, man.
Dude, thank you so much for having me, man. I appreciate it. It's been awesome. Just the fact you show the music love like this, man. The music is becoming so